Not sure if it's a dromedary or a Bactrian camel I'm looking at. I can't see its hump. It looks like one hump, so probably a dromedary. I'm on the north side of the zoo now. Goat Capra Harukas domestic. Goat. Oh, I should have wiped my brow before I started this video. I think I did, it's just that I'm sweating so much. Ugh. Pony. Ostrich. Maybe emu. Those might be emu. Yeah. Dromaeus Novi Hollandia emu. Type of sheep there. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. What are they growing here? Tomatoes? Sounds like peacocks back there. Ovis aries, sheep. Here's our equine friend. What kind of horse is this? Taishu pony. All different types, huh? Yonaguni, Miyako, Tokara, Taishu, Norma, Dosanko, Misaki, Kiso, Hokkaido. Wow. Native horses in Japan. Noma pony is the smallest native pony in Japan. They're originated in Imabari, Ehime Prefecture. Noma pony. So this is the smallest native horse in Japan. You could see why they were using palanquins to carry people instead of horses. African spurred and leopard tortoise over there. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. Look at those huge ears. They've been overbred. Their ears are ridiculously long. Like, you ever see a bloodhound or a Dachshund's ears? That's ridiculous. You could tie a knot around their head. Seriously, you probably could. think they have a guinea pig thing here. They did something like that over at the Inokashira Zoo. I don't know if it was guinea pigs. I think that's where they have it, the guinea pig petting park at Inokashira Zoo. I've caught the tail end of it where they have them going around the enclosure. It's usually crowded with school groups. Different types of bunny. Lepidus. These are house rabbits. Or Cetologus cuniculus. Long-eared goat, Capra hircus domestic. It's like the picnic area. Don't know that there's much around this way because we just came from over there. Yeah, we already did all that. So go back this way. Let's see how we're doing on time. It's got to be going on 1 o'clock, I'm guessing. 12:06, okay. Not so bad. They opened at 9:30. I got here about 10:15. Made a few stops in Den Electric Town. Penguinos. Dirty birds. What kind of penguins are these? This kid's got to learn that temper tantrums don't do anything. Let them suffer. Feeding times, 3 o'clock. Zero reinforcement. These are Humboldt penguins. You got to do operant conditioning. I'm a big fan of operant conditioning. You do something I don't like, I ignores it. You do something I likes, I rewards it. It's called positive reinforcement. What are those, hornbills or what? Sounds like cranes. Let's see if these guys are gonna do anything for us. Ooh, beaver. No, these are muskrat. Muskrat. You can see their tail is not so big. Num num nummy. I like lettuce. These red crown cranes. Nope. Rus japonicus, I think. Japanese crane. These are African crown crane. And they have the chick! Oh! Baby crane. Baby crane. Hmm? You learn from the mama and the papa? You learn from the mama and the papa? You learn how to be an obedient little zoo animal. Learn from the mama and the papa. Squirrely squirrel. Humboldt penguins. I think there's 16 species of penguin. I see you back there. You cannot hide from me. That's right, you cannot hide. I see what you're doing, and God sees what you're doing. My Puerto Rican stepmom thought I took, like, I don't know, she had some kind of papers or something one time. She didn't know what she did with them, so she assumed, of course, I must have taken them. So she insisted. She had, you know how you just have something, you lose it. I think she threw them in the garbage. Actually, she finally found them, but when she thought I had them, she kept bothering me. She's like, "I know you have them. Why would you take them?" Blah blah blah. And then when I was just like non-responsive, like I have no idea. She's like, "I see what you're doing to me, and God see what you're doing to me." So tropical here. If this is Osaka, I can't imagine what it would be like in Naha. They have emperor penguins. Now I'm impressed. This makes my day. This makes my day. Wow. I haven't seen these guys in zoo or aquarium in a long time. A very long time. That flexible neck, he can preen anywhere. Pretty sure these are emperors. Maybe over here is the crane. Huh. Are we back at the elephant enclosure? Well, whatever was here is not out. I don't know what was supposed to be here. Welcome to Nazahi National Park. Hippo, rhino, ostrich, eland, giraffe, zebra, gazelle, flamingo. North Lake, South Lake. Now we're in the African bush, huh? Phoenicopterus rubra. But what species of flamingo? They have beautiful coloring because they excrete the carotenoids that are in the shrimp they eat. They eat small living creatures in the mud. Their bill opens on the top of their mouth because they have their head upside down when they filter feed, so their jaw opens upside down, so it's still opening down when they feed because their head's on the bottom. And they filter feed the muddy water out. They have a comb-like piece of tissue that resembles a sieve. It's like baleen. These are lesser Phoeniconias minor, lesser flamingo. They have to give them a pigment usually in zoos because they're not actually eating their natural diet to get them to stay pink. But regardless, usually what you see is the younger ones do not accumulate the pink color till a couple years. They're like grayish white when they're born. It's actually toxic. That's why their body's excreting the carotenoid. We'll see some wild fowl here as we walk around. They're all part of nature. Hippopotamus. There he is. Egyptian goose, cattle egret they've got in here too. They're in the grassland, ponds, lakes, and streams of the savanna, coexisting with birds and fish. They have a whole parasite, a whole ecosystem around them. Japanese, they're called kaba. Swahili, kiboko. Hippopotamus is Greek. It means river horse. They just stick the head, top of their heads above the water line. Mating takes place in the water too. They sweat a mucus that's red that Acts as a sunscreen. Hippos are heavy eaters, 40 to 50 kilograms, grass and aquatic plants. They fed a mixture of nutrition pellets, hay cubes, and vegetables, carrots, potatoes, etc. Or the worst enemy of them. Nocturnal. They eat grass in the night. 10 and 100 hippos form groups. In order to mark their territory and intimidate others, hippos scatter their own feces by flicking it around with their tails. I do that sometimes too. I like to take my poo, smash it against my people around me and let them know who's boss. I make the sign of the cross on people's foreheads with my poo. You see him underwater? Over there? It's hard to see. Amphibious, hippopotamus, amphibious. The African savanna, it's on the same area as the pampas. South America, huh? India, Australia, South America. So up around Northern Territory, up around Eastern India. There's also some in Colombia. Brazil and Argentina have the pampas. That's back to the entrance over there. They got this closed off now. It's the exit of the reptile house. I guess we can go through the reptile house now. Getting a little hot out. Oh, more flamingos. Caribbean flamingo and Chilean flamingo. Phoenicopterus ruber, Phoenicopterus chilensis. Caribbean flamingos are the largest of the flamingo family and have rosy red plumage. They live in saltwater lagoons and coastlines as well as inland lakes. Chilean flamingos are distinguished by their pale pink plumage and dull yellow legs with red joints, toes, and webbing. They mainly live in saltwater mountain lakes. So much more red, the Caribbean flamingos. I guess they eat more shrimp than their South American cousins. When you look at flamingos, it'll look like their knees are bending backwards. But you have to understand those are actually their ankles. Their lower legs are one long extended, they're walking on their toes. So their knee is much higher up. You can see how they're filter feeding with their head upside down. And that's why their jaw opens from above. So we'll walk back this way now. To me, this is perfect weather for the zoo because it's so hot and sweaty. I put on sunscreen this morning, but I did not put on, every 2 hours, what you're supposed to do when you sweat. Plus, I'd have to be holding an umbrella, which I hate when I'm recording long videos in zoos and I'm putting the camera up to the fence and all that. It's much nicer. Not have to have it. Let's go see the rhino, mongoose, hyena, eland, ostrich, zebra, giraffe, lion, hyrax. The hyrax is the closest living relative to the elephant, even though they have such a huge difference in size. My favorite animal from the Pampas in Argentina, Brazil area is the long-legged wolf. Is it the maned wolf? It's got like really long legs. They eat berries, supposedly. I think most of their diet comes from berries. That's what it said at the Shanghai Zoo. They eat a type of red berry. Black rhino. So the black rhino, he's got a prehensile lip there, and you can see what he's eating. What he's eating is twigs and branches and leaves, so he's a browser. Because he's a browser, he's going to have a very different morphology than the white rhino. If you look at the front of a white rhino, its face looks like the front of a lawnmower for mowing grass, eating lots of grass. This guy, if you look at the front of his face, it's more pointed. He's got prehensile lips, so he can grab twigs and branches. If you get a look at their teeth, usually there's a big difference in the morphology of teeth between browsers and grazers. Grazers will have very flat molars for grinding, and browsers will have very bumpy teeth for crushing. They live individually. Tropical plains known as savanna. They also venture into bush areas and woodlands, and they like muddy areas. Most rhino live independently. Occasionally groups are formed by females and their infants. Black rhinos prefer eating the twigs and leaves of shrubs such as acacia rather than the grass on the ground. Meal times are usually in the morning and evening. Sai in Japanese, and in Swahili, kafaru. English word rhino comes from Greek. It's a compound of rhinus, meaning nose, and keratis, meaning horn. Chinese word pronounced Sai is a hieroglyphic character coming from their appearance. Classified as belonging to the order of Perissodactyla, the family of Rhinoceratidae, herbivorous animals with 3 toes. They belong to the same order as the horse. They're in isolated populations, sub-Saharan Africa.
Danger rhinoceroses! Danger!
Male rhinos have territories. They do not have very good eyesight, however, they have a very good sense of smell, hearing. Male rhinos excrete feces at the same place within their territories. They mark their territory by stepping on the feces with their rear feet and spreading the scent by walking around. Only strong males have their own. Own what? Male rhinos have territories spray urine to the rear in order to display strength. 5 species of rhino in Africa and Asia. Asian rhinoceros, Sumatran rhino, Indian rhino, Javan rhino, white rhino.
Come get some, rhino. Come get some, rhino. Come get some.
Horns of a rhino are a different form of skin. So horn is compacted keratin. It's what your hair and nails are made of, your skin. Horns continue to grow throughout a rhino's lifetime. They have a bone core. The original horns remain in place for a lifetime. This is horns of a cattle, I see. Okay. Antlers of a deer. They fall off every year. Horns of a giraffe. Bone-structured horns are covered with skin. The original horn remains in place for a lifetime. Rhinos are herbivorous. Back teeth are shaped like a mortar for grinding leaves and grass. Compare teeth of rhino to those of a lion, which is carnivorous. These bones are the reconstruction of a poached black rhino whose horns have been removed. They do have programs to hunt rhinos that have become a problem. There are a lot of males, and what they do is they become very aggressive, the bigger males, and they will mate with a female so aggressively that they will kill her. And then they'll also kill off younger males, so they can actually be bad for the overall population. So these problem rhinos, there's a program where they have in, I think it's Namibia, a program to kill them by selling off, raffling off to hunter conservationists a license. Ooh, look at that lizard. To go out and hunt one. An old ant's nests of different shapes, dwarf mongooses using in ants' nests. Here and there on the savanna are small mounds of earth. This is a white ant's nest. It's called an ant's mound. The size and shape of the mound vary according to the soil's makeup. After some time, the ants living in the nest move out to make another habitation. The old nest becomes habitation for animals such as hyena, lizard, mongoose, others. Mongooses live in big groups in the ant's nest. That becomes their dwelling, is well used. Wow. White ant's nest, wow. So it gets taken over. I think that's just a doll that they have there. Here we go. Mongoose. He's like, I don't care what you got. I was gonna say a little small, no, maybe it is real. Nile monitor. That's real. It's not moving much. So motionless. I swear that was plastic. Why does acacia tree have thorns? To protect itself. They're so tasty for a great number of animals. Giraffe has a long neck and can reach a variety of high places. Bad news for the acacia. It's been thought that the acacia, to protect itself from animals, takes a long time for the tree to transform part of a leaf into a thorn. Giraffe copes with thorns by skillfully extending its tongue to eat the leaves. Eats around the thorns, huh? There's one there, extending his neck. It looks like they have two different types there of giraffe. There's a zebra. And there's Abeno Harukas, is it? Harukas? Abeno Harukas. We got helmet guinea fowl, marabou stork. Those guys are ugly. Grant's zebra, reticulated giraffe, and eland. That's what you usually see in a zoo, is a reticulated giraffe. Don't herbivores fight for food? Well, they all have different areas that they eat. Buds on tall trees, buds on low branches, top of long grasses, short grasses. So you got giraffe, impala, zebra, Thompson gazelle, all eating a different part of the zone of the savanna. Great numbers of herbivores live on savanna, long-necked tracks, blah blah blah. Yeah, same thing it just said. Forest, open woodland, grassland, waterhole. In this rocky and dry place, trees cannot thrive, so grassland appears. Where there is an abundance of soil and water, open woodland appears. Elephants eat the bark from trees. When doing this, they knock down the trees, and so wooded land turns into grassland. Other herbivores assemble at these places, and so the characteristics of the plains are preserved. The giraffe, due to its long reach, can forage among the high branches. It trims such a clean line that the giraffe is called the gardener of Africa. And they have black tongues. They always say in zoos that that's so they don't get sunburn, because their tongue is sticking out of their mouth all day while they eat. Such beautiful animals. Do a feeding here at 1 o'clock. Hyena, savanna lion. Cleaning expert. Although hyenas have an image of always cleaning up the savanna by eating dead animals, you should think twice. Spotted hyenas create a herd called a clan. They are very smart and work in teams to take down prey much larger in size, such as zebra and giraffe. They do not fall in neither the dog nor cat family. Hyenas belong to their own family group. Brown hyena, striped hyena. Surprising relationship between hyenas and plants. Many animals die out in the savanna. If the bodies are left to rot, many diseases may erupt. Bones take a long time to decompose and return to the soil. Hyenas help the process by biting the bones into small pieces. Savannas are lush and green because the bodies of dead animals are quickly decomposed and recycled into nutrients for the soil. Crocuta crocuta, the spotted hyena. bottle gourd, world's oldest cultivated plant. The bottle gourd originated from Africa and it's said to be the oldest cultivated plant. They're used for storing water and seeds as well as plates and musical instruments. This bottle gourd, cut in half and used as a ladle. Utilizing rainwater, people living in arid regions collect rainwater in tanks to use for daily needs. Water is a vital source of life, so let's conserve resources like water for the future. So that's my landlord. She's got the fucking faucet dripping, and she's like, I can't fix it. Like when we checked in, we're sitting at the kitchen table, and it's like a sieve, water going off, and I'm like, that's a 5-cent washer that you need to fix that, right? She's like, I don't know how to fix it. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna monkey around with it because I'm in a foreign country. But Kopji are these areas in the savannah where there's outcroppings of rock. Once hot magma cools and solidifies in a hard rock, years of erosion expose it. Weathering results in many plants growing around the Kopji, 5 to 50 meters, some even higher. Rocky hills in the savannah. Kopjes are a great spot for looking out. Many plants grow around them, provide shade for animals, prevent damage and loss of lives from wildfire. Carnivores, a lizard eats insects, carnivore eats lizard and excretes. Plants are able to grow from minerals and droppings, and the hyrax eats the plants. A rabbit, a raccoon dog, or an elephant. Elephant footprint, hyrax footprint, rabbit foot. Evolutionary trail of animals. So the dugong, the hyrax, and the elephant all have a very common ancestor before you get into other branches of the mammalian tree. Pancake tortoise. Oh, that's cool. You get to see that giraffe bent over. See how he spreads his legs? That's their most vulnerable position. When they do that, they have to have special valves in the head that shunt the blood so that they don't pass out from all the blood that would rush to their head. That's really neat. You usually see that behavior in zoos since they put the food for them so high up. But here he's decided to nibble on some grass. Very uncharacteristic. Ball python. Look at these pictographs here. Hini nini. What's it mean in Swahili? Every animal under the sun is a gift from the gods. Swahili Maasai proverb. This wall painting, known as the Maasai painting, ancestors of the Maasai tribe traveled across the savannah in search of cattle, and this painting was drawn when the Maasai lived temporarily in Kopji. I saw one there. There's another one. 对，它应该跳上来吧？对啊，它应该跳上来吧？Lion. A lot of lions live together in a herd. Female lions in a herd are blood related and raise their cubs together. Most animals in the cat family usually live alone. Lions create a herd centered around female lions called a pride. A male cub separates from his pride after reaching a certain age and creates its own herd comprised of only young male lions. The herd then fights other male lions and tries to take over their pride. The exchange of male lions and a pride cubs. Let's see. So the male cubs have to leave. And then when they grow up and become big and strong, maybe they can rule the pride. Lions also hunt in groups. Hunting is mostly done by female lions. They hunt early in the morning, in the evening, or at night. They divide up into two groups, or one half chases the prey from upwind. Direction of the wind, others lie in wait. Lions hunt in the early morning, evening, and at night while it's still cool and difficult to be seen. Lion hunts about once every 4 days and once every 2 days while raising their cubs. When they're full, they will keep sleeping even if the prey is near. A very full and content lion, ignoring all the other animals around. Lions save energy by sleeping. How smart. Herbivores need to keep wandering to find plants to eat. They will not move unless necessary. As evidenced by this lazy lion. I like to carry little apples with me in the zoo, and I fire it at the animals when they're not doing anything. And I tell them to get a job. Kitty kitties.
母狮，这样子，它睫毛好长，两只公它，
好想摸它肉球。
两只公它爽。它那肉球快比熊长大。昨晚应该可以。对，应该看一下。打猫。
Kitty kitty. There's the eland. Reticulated grants and eland. Marabou stork, Hamlet guinea fowl, lesser masked weaver bird. They make very interesting nests, those weaver birds. I don't know if there's any here in the enclosure. I don't know if eland have been domesticated by the Maasai. I wonder. Serengeti National Park near Lake Victoria. Serengeti National Park is in the north of Tanzania. It's almost the same size as the island of Shikoku. The small area in which the impala moves when searching for water. Seasonal movement of the wildebeest. The savanna has a wet and dry season according to the season. We can see that some animals move while others stay in one location. Zebra, wildebeest, eland, Thompson's gazelles, and other animals move to places of higher rainfall to seek new grass. They may travel distances of several thousand kilometers. Animals such as giraffe and the impala don't move. In this season, they gather in the wooded areas along the banks of the river. Some animals move, but others stay. Savanna's dry and wet seasons. the Karamojong tribe gather where water is. Karamojong. The people of the Karamojong carrying water. Where do you get your water from? I turn on the faucet like everybody else. My faucet that drips probably wastes 100 gallons a week. It's dripping right now. I can hear it. Drip, drip, dripping, drip, 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 dripping. Drip, 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 drip. Marabou storks are so ugly. Yeah, that's right, I'm talking about you. If I saw you at the club, I would be like, nope, not a chance. No, a drink? No, don't want one. No, thank you, I'm good. Oh, no, oh, really? Sorry, no. Have a nice night. Let's see now, we're at the top of the savannah, huh? Let's see what's over here. Finish up in Africa. Tons of feces are produced in the savannah. Dung beetles eat large droppings and produce smaller ones. A larva of a dung beetle, known as a grub, inside a ball of dung. A dung beetle rolling a dung ball. By using dung for food and nurturing the larvae, the dung is quickly recycling back into soil and the dung is quickly recycled back into the soil and helps create fertile fields. So dung beetles are expert recyclers. Scarab beetle. Africa's environmental damage and Japan. Many animals are endangered. At this rate, 1 in 4 species of mammals and 1 in 8 species of bird will be extinct within the next several decades. The area of forest loss in a year from 1990 to 2000 average. What's happening to forests? One major reason is because the forests and fields that are home to many animals are being destroyed. In the world, a forest about the size of Tennoji Zoo disappears every 80 seconds. One main factor of forest disappearing in Africa is due to timber being exported to developed nations. 80% of timber in Japan is imported, and imports from Africa increased in recent years. Deserts are also expanding due to global warming. Every minute a field about the size of this zoo turns into a desert. We must reduce CO2 emission in order to prevent further global warming. Japan's number 4 in CO2 emissions, which is about 1.5 times that of the entire African continent. What can we do? Japan and Africa are linked in many ways. Which items connect Japan and Africa? Tissue made from chips, chocolate. Yeah, West Africa produces Ghana and Guinea, I think, produce most of the chocolate, like half at least, in the world. Most come from South America. Many of Africa's wild is being destroyed by humans. Dung beetle. Hyenas crush bones. In 1 year, 31 kilograms of CO2 can be reduced if you turn down your air conditioning. Turn it up, I guess, so it's 1 degree cooler or warmer. It's the end of our eco tour. Most of the things they suggest are not very sustainable for people to do. The real problem is shit like this. You know, you go to a store in Japan and they fucking love packaging. Would you like a plastic bag to put your plastic bag in? I'll give you 2. How about a sticker on it too? I put a sticker on it for you. El Tigre! The legends are true. It's a tiger. El Tigre.
와 진짜 크다. 무서워. 제 눈이 먼저 크셨다고 생각했어요.
That's probably my favorite animal. It's probably my favorite animal. Chinese gray wolf. These wolves live in packs of 4 to 12 made up of breeding pairs and their children. They assert their territory through scent marking and howling.
Hey, you that wolf. I'm talking to you. What are you doing? You dancing? You dancing?
You doggy. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Let's start a new video.